Hi friends, today we're going to review what we learned yesterday about ocean diets. So let's go over the three types. We have omnivores, which eat both plants and animals. So they eat algae, seaweed, kelp, fish. Herbivores, they eat only plants, algae and seaweed, kelp. And we have carnivores, they eat only meat. So today I'm going to act this out. We're going to pull out the trope that we use every time we want to make our point well known to the masses. Sorry, trope means something we do everything. Masses mean to everybody. It is time for another edition of Preschool Theater. I don't have you to help me act out, so I had to get some friends from around the house. We have Daniela Dolphin. She cost me a lot of money to get her to act here. Hello, everybody. We have Bradford Alexander. He will be playing the roles of seaweed, kelp, and algae. He went to Juilliard. Thank you. And we have Phineas Fish. Dudes, how's it hanging? Whoa. So now, sit back and relax and welcome to another edition of the home version of Preschool Theater. I am an omnivore. I eat both plants and animals. Well, Daniela, would you like some fish? Yes, darling, thank you. Daniela, would you like some seaweed, kelp, or algae? Love? No. Yes, say yes. Yes, loved it. I am an omnivore. Now, let's be a herbivore. Daniela, would you like some fish? Get that fish away from me. Get it away. Would you like some algae, seaweed, or kelp? Thank you, darling. Love it. Eat it every time. I am a herbivore. Daniela, now you're a carnivore. Really? Would you like some fish? Yes. I only eat meat. Wait, dude. I thought we're just acting. End scene. So, if you recall, when Daniela did her fabulous acting, she was an omnivore. She ate both plants and fish. A herbivore, she ate only plants. And a carnivore, where she ate only meat. So let me give you some examples of actual sea creatures who are those things. Sea turtles are omnivores. They eat both plants and animals. Manatees, sometimes known as sea cows, eat only plants. The most famous carnivore of all, sharks, eat only meat or other animals. When I say meat, friends, I hope that clears it up of what is an omnivore, what is a herbivore, and what is a carnivore. Today's book is At the Seashore. And we're going to talk about, in this book talks about what different animals eat and some of their characteristics. There is an activity that goes with this book in the remote learning plan that I sent your parents. Have them click on the hyperlink. Sit back and relax and enjoy At the Seashore. Hi, friend. Today's book is At the Seashore by David M. Schwartz, photographs by David Kuhn. Now, he says photographs because he didn't draw the pictures. He took the pictures with his camera. So even though there's pictures in the book, he's not an illustrator, he's a photographer. So this book was going to tell us certain animals we'll see at the seashore. That's when the land meets the water, and what they eat and certain characteristics about them. So let's dive in. Get it? Dive in. Is it a forest of twigs or a nest of needles? Or is it a creature too spiny to hold? What do you think this is? Let's see. Let's find out. It is a sea urchin? Sea urchins are covered with sharp spines. They move their spines back and forth to walk along the rocky shore. The sharp spines protect sea urchins from hungry predators. Remember, predators are things who want to eat them. In some sea urchins, the spines have poisonous tips. If you were a predator, would you eat a spiny sea urchin? I don't think so. I wouldn't. Let's look at the next picture. This beak opens to squawk, scream, screech, and squeal. It closes to pull, peck, pry, and pick up food. Whose beak is it? What do you think it is? You say a beak, Dr. Coleman. I thought we were talking about sea life. Let's see what it is and see if you agree it belongs in this book. It belongs to a herring gull. Gulls eat fish, mice, rats, clams, grasshoppers, and eggs. They even eat cookies, sandwiches, garbage, and any other food they can find. Gulls are always looking for food. When you go to the beach, keep an eye on your lunch. You know what? Even though it's not a sea life per se, it lives near the beach. And let me tell you a story. I'm going to make a book to self connection. One time, my friend was at the beach and she had a sandwich in her hand and a gull swooped down and took the sandwich out of her hand. Well, he came so close, he nipped it, and then she just dropped it. He just picked it up and flew away. So I agree with the book. They eat anything. Do these look like feathers? They are the feet of a seashore creature that never moves. But if it never moves, why does it have feet? Well, that's a good question. If it never moves, why would it need feet? What creature has feet and never moves? What are you thinking? Oh, let's wait and find out. Barnacles. Barnacles eat with their feet. Eat with their feet? Jiminy crickets. Sea water is like soup for barnacles. A barnacle has 6 pairs of feet that sweep through the water, raking tiny bits of food into its body. Their hard white bodies cover rocks, docks, piers, buoys, and bottom boats. You know what? This is another self-connection. I don't know why I have so many stories today, but I was watching a documentary on the Discovery Channel about whales breaching and in San Francisco Bay. And so this whale jumped over a boat, and when he went over the other side, he left a barnacle on the boat because a barnacle had attached itself to his skin, so he could eat what the whale ate. Isn't that a fascinating story? If your toe got caught here, you would be very crabby. I think this is a crab, friends. Get it, crabby? Let's see if I'm getting it right. I'm right. It's the claw of a crab. Crabs have 10 legs. We only have 2, and they have 10. 2 are claws. With their claws, they snatch seaweed and worms, snails, and clams. Poor clams seem to be the delight of everybody. Their food can be alive or dead. Crabs are not fussy eaters, so they can eat living things or dead things. Ugh. You have only 2 feet. This animal has hundreds of feet. Your feet are on your legs. This animal's feet are on its arms. Feet on their arms? What do you think it is, friends? I'm thinking starfish. I was right. It's a sea star. The bottom of each arm is covered with little suction cups. The suction cups are called 2 feet. A sea star grips rocks with its 2 feet, so it can pull itself along. It also grips clams with its 2 feet. It pulls apart the clam shells and enjoys a clammy feast. So they eat clams, so that means they're what? Carnivores. The crab, it says it eats seaweed and meat. It's not a fussy eater, so I'm thinking it must be an omnivore. Don't you think so? Because it eats both plants and animals. So let's go to the next one and see what happens. These are filled with air like balloons. They work like balloons too. They are part of a weed that grows in the sea. I'm sorry, Chris, I didn't hold the book up for you. Let me hold it for you. Ah, sticky pages, sticky pages. Come on, page. I'm going to scream. They are not air, they are the air bladders of seaweed. This seaweed is called rockweed. Let me hold it up. Can you see? At high tide, it is covered with air. Water blocks some of the sunlight that the rockweed needs, but its air bladders lift the rockweed up to the surface. Now it gets lots of light. Remember, in order for plants to grow, they need sunlight. And so that's why plants are not at the bottom of the ocean. And most seaweed is near the surface or right below the surface. If you think this is an animal's eye, you are not right. And see, the way they spell knot is not N-O-T, but K-N-O-T, like you tie a knot. So what do you think this is? I don't know. Let's find out. When pieces of wood drift onto the beach, they are called driftwood. Sun, sand, waves, and wind make them smooth and gray. The circle is a knot. It shows where a branch once grew. So now they gave us a guess. We have to guess what these are. Let's look closely. I think A was sea urchin, remember? A hull, a herring. This was what? What was this? Who can remember? You can't remember? Me neither. Let's look back. I think it was what? A barnacle. This was a crab. Starfish. Seaweed. Driftwood. I hope you found this book informative. I have videos in the hyperlink to talk about more ocean diets and activities in the remote learning plan that I sent your parents.